What's up, Flick Connection? This is Darren, and today we're going to talk about Tom Cruise and just what exactly has been going on with his movies lately. So today we're going to talk about the problem with Tom Cruise, and no, I don't mean this.
I said, well, I'm a Scientologist. I'm a Scientologist.
Now, for someone who was once one of the highest grossing actors in Hollywood, I say once, but very recently he was one of the highest grossing actors in Hollywood, his last couple of films have really tanked at the box office, and it's not looking good for the future of Tom Cruise films. And even though he's got a really incredible filmography, for the past 10 years or so, he's really been focusing exclusively on action movies, and there's only two exceptions to that, and that's small cameos in Rock of Ages and Tropic Thunder, which kind of is also an action movie, but we're not going to count that because it's really more of a comedy. And those two, he's in heavy costume. You can barely tell it's Tom Cruise. So really, he's just turned himself into an action star, largely because that's what he wants to do. Now, Tom Cruise is really famous for doing a lot of his own stunts. A lot, if not all. And Mission Impossible 3, which was a big comeback for that franchise, he's literally dangling off the tallest building in the world in Dubai. And it's really Tom Cruise swinging around out there on a cable. So, you know, that kind of spectacle helps as well. Plus, a lot of these movies are really fantastic. They're just really well done, really good, great stunts, great special effects. So what's going on? The Mummy tanked, was terrible. The Jack Reacher sequel tanked, it was terrible. And then American Made is okay, but it also did really poorly at the box office. So his latest work is not working out, and he's going to need to change what he wants to do. But what exactly is going on here? If you break down the Tom Cruise formula over the last 10 or so years, a lot of his movies are very similar in that they're either high concept or are part of an existing franchise like the Mission Impossible series. And they feature very large set pieces, stunt sequences, multiple stunt sequences that typically feature his athletic ability, driving skills, things like that. So they're very physical and they're very real, which is part of the appeal. But Tom Cruise is 55 years old, and his solid brown hair is starting to look a little bit off-putting. It's not starting to work. His athletic ability, I think, is starting to fail him a little bit in that the stunts aren't quite as elaborate as they used to be. And don't get me wrong, he's in incredible shape for a 55-year-old man, but he's about to be 56, then 57, 58. He's creeping up on 60, and he's not going to be able to do these stunts for very long. He really needs to start shifting back to drama movies where he can kind of focus on his acting skills, because Tom Cruise, say what you will about him, he is a fantastic actor. Now, I'm coming at this as someone who is actually a big fan of Tom Cruise. I've always liked his movies. I like the majority of his movies. There's a couple of exceptions, but you could say that about anybody. Some people don't like Tom Cruise, and it mostly has to do with him jumping up and down on Oprah's couch. But I've always had the philosophy of fuck Oprah and her furniture. Another issue with Tom Cruise as of late is he's one of the most famous people on the planet. So you're very aware you're watching Tom Cruise. Even in movies like Jack Reacher, a lot of people complained. They were fans of the books, and that character, Jack Reacher, stands at 6'5". Tom Cruise is 5'7". He's not even close. And I only bring that up to sort of illustrate the main problem with Tom Cruise. He needs to learn to get out of his own way. He does a great, he's got a really good knack for knowing what people want to see, what plays well on screen. He used to have really strong physical ability when it came to stunts, and he's got some serious acting chops. So he's got a really well-rounded package, but it's starting to fade, and he's starting to lose some things, and he needs to learn to step aside and not take certain roles. Jack Reacher being a prime example. He did okay on the first one. Second one flopped because it sucked. He should not have been Jack Reacher. He should have maybe produced that if he liked that property and wanted to take a role in it, which he did. He knows what to do and what people want to see for the most part, but had he put someone else, a newer up-and-comer, he could have sort of helped mold them, shape it. He still would have made a ton of money off of those movies, and he could have maybe spent time working with some more art directors, working on his acting chops. Could have maybe worked with Paul Thomas Anderson again. Could start working with Spielberg again. He's got relationships with some top-tier directors. He's worked with Scorsese one time. So he could get back into working with directors like that and then producing some of these action movies on the side. I think that's probably going to be a good mix for him in the future, because he's got a good eye for the stunt coordination. Not that he does all of it, but a lot of the stunts are his idea, and he helps develop them with stunt coordinators. So I think he could develop movies like that and then really work on his acting skills in some very, very dramatic roles. I honestly kind of miss him in those roles. I like his action movies. I like movies like Oblivion, but it just doesn't let him display the type of things that he could display in something like Magnolia. So we need to start to see those things again, and as he becomes older, he's going to have to let that hair gray. It's just natural, man. We all do it. I'm 33, and look at all that gray. Just let it go, dude. Quit holding on to it. Quit holding on to your youth so hard, because it's starting to look weird, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. Am I off base? Am I being too hard on Tom Cruise? Or am I right? Does he need to start changing his direction? Does he need to shift gears in order to keep making good movies that people want to see? Let me know in the comments below. But thanks for watching, and you will see me next time.